Have you ever felt empty? Even when nothing is wrong? You're not sad, you're not depressed, yet something feels missing. Psychology says this feeling is not random. Most people try to ignore this feeling. They distract themselves, scroll, work, stay busy. But psychology warns, ignoring emptiness makes it stronger. In this video, I'll explain why this feeling exists, what it's trying to tell you, and what most people never realize about it. Emotional emptiness usually appears when your mind has been in survival mode for far too long. You didn't have time to feel. You had to cope. You had to adapt. So you learned how to function. You learned how to perform. You learned how to stay strong, even when everything inside you felt heavy. But somewhere along the way, you stopped feeling. Not because you wanted to, but because feeling felt unsafe. Your mind made a deal. If I shut this down, I can survive. You smile when you should. You respond when required. You get things done. You appear normal. Yet inside there's a quiet numbness, not sadness, not happiness, just nothing. Psychology explains this as emotional suppression, a protective response where emotions are pushed aside to handle stress, pressure, or pain. At first, it helps you survive, but over time, it disconnects you from yourself. You don't feel deeply hurt, but you also don't feel deeply alive. And the hardest part, people praise your strength without realizing what it costs you. Emotional emptiness is not weakness. It's what happens when strength is used for too long without rest. Distraction doesn't heal emptiness. It only delays it. You keep yourself busy. You scroll. You work longer hours. You fill every quiet moment with noise. For a while, it works. As long as life is fast, you don't have to feel anything. But the moment things slow down, the moment you're alone with your thoughts, the feeling comes back, stronger than before. That heavy silence, that hollow space inside. Psychology explains this clearly. Emptiness is not boredom. Boredom is solved by activity. Emptiness is not. Emptiness is what remains when emotions were never allowed to be felt, processed, or released. It's sadness that had no space, anger that was swallowed, grief that was postponed, needs that were ignored. So no amount of distraction can heal it, because distraction avoids the very thing that needs attention. The mind remembers what the body avoided, and when the noise stops, everything you push down asks to be seen. Healing doesn't begin by staying busy. It begins when you finally slow down and allow yourself to feel what you once had to suppress. Psychology explains emptiness as a disconnect between what you feel and what you allow yourself to feel. Your emotions are still there. They didn't disappear. They were just pushed aside. At some point, you may have learned to survive by becoming less emotional. You learned to stay quiet because speaking didn't feel safe. You learned to stay useful because being needed felt like the only way to matter. You learned to stay strong because weakness was never welcomed. But no one taught you how to feel safely. So your mind adapted. It learned how to shut certain doors to protect you from pain, and that protection worked. It helped you function. It helped you keep going. But over time, something changed. You stopped feeling deeply, not just the pain, but the joy too. This is why emptiness feels so confusing. Nothing is wrong on the surface, yet something feels missing inside. Psychology reminds us of this truth. Emptiness is not absence. It's emotion waiting for permission. Permission to be felt. Permission to be heard. Permission to exist without judgment. Healing doesn't begin by forcing happiness. It begins when you finally feel safe enough to let your emotions come back, one feeling at a time. Not everyone feels emotional emptiness, and when it appears, it doesn't come without a reason. It shows up more often in people who grew up too fast, people who didn't get enough time to simply be children. Responsibility came early, understanding came early, but emotional safety didn't. It also appears in people who were emotionally ignored. You may have been present physically, but unseen emotionally. Your feelings were minimized. Your needs were overlooked. So slowly, you learned to stop expressing them. And then there are those who had to be strong early in life. You learned to hold yourself together. You learned not to complain. You learned that being strong was safer than being vulnerable. Psychology explains this as a survival response. When emotions are not supported, the mind adapts. It doesn't remove feelings. It postpones them. A quiet rule forms inside you. Feel later. Survive now. That rule helps you get through difficult times. It keeps you functioning. It keeps you moving forward when stopping is not an option. But survival mode was never meant to be permanent. When feelings are delayed for too long, they don't disappear. They turn into numbness. They turn into emptiness. They turn into the sense that something inside you has gone quiet. Emotional emptiness is not a flaw in you. It's evidence of how much you had to endure. And healing begins when your mind finally learns that survival is no longer required and it is safe to feel again. The moment you stop running from emptiness, something inside you begins to shift. You stop distracting yourself. You stop filling every quiet moment with noise. You allow the silence to exist, and slowly the emptiness starts to change. Because emptiness is not your enemy. It was never meant to hurt you. Psychology explains that emptiness is a signal, not a punishment. It appears when emotions have been ignored, postponed, or pushed away for too long. When you stop running, you begin to notice what's underneath it. There may be sadness that never had space, anger that was swallowed to keep peace, grief that was delayed because life demanded strength. Emptiness is holding all of that. It's not asking you to fix everything at once. It's not demanding answers. It's asking for attention, for presence, for honesty, for permission to be felt. The moment you sit with it, without judging it, without trying to escape it, it softens. Not immediately, but gradually. Because emptiness is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to be heard. And healing begins the moment you listen. If you feel empty for no reason, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Something inside you is trying to be heard. It's asking for attention, not distraction. You may be used to filling every quiet moment with scrolling, talking, working, or noise. But emptiness doesn't go away with busyness. It asks to be noticed, to be felt. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are becoming aware. Awareness is a quiet, powerful thing. It is the first step toward understanding yourself. And understanding yourself is the first step toward true healing. So stay with this feeling. Sit with it. Observe it without judgment. Listen to what it is trying to tell you. It might be telling you about needs you ignored. It might be telling you about emotions you postponed, or about experiences you never fully processed. Whatever it is, the fact that you are noticing it now means you are ready to reconnect with yourself. You are ready to give your mind the permission to feel. Healing doesn't happen by avoiding emptiness. It begins when you allow yourself to feel it, to explore it, and to understand it. So don't run from this feeling. Don't numb it. Let it speak. Let it guide you back to yourself. You are not broken. You are becoming aware, and awareness is the beginning of your healing journey. Subscribe for more psychology insights and learn how to reconnect with yourself, one feeling at a time.